Our topic for today is about 40 years of revolutionary struggles, together with Angel Kyla Nasiseto and Miss Nicole Kahilig. Moro National Liberation Front. The Moro National Liberation Front is a political organization in the Philippines that was founded in 1968. It started as a splinter group of the Muslims independence movement. The MNLF was a splinter group of Muslims independent movement, later called the Mindanao Independence Movement, which was founded in 1968 to work for a separate Moro state in the southern Philippines. The founder is Nur Masauri, come from Kabataang Makabayan, political science instructor in at the UP, governor of the ARM in 1996. Ideology and goals: Islamist, nationalist, separatist. The MNLF uses nationalist rhetoric to call for an independent state in the southern Philippines. Its 1974 manifesto discusses the Moro people as a national base, more on a shared homeland in the southern Philippines, oppressed by the central government rather than a group characterized by a common religion, while it has not emphasized an Islamic agenda. The MNLF claims to represent Filipino Muslims. Ang Moro National Liberation Front ay isang kilusang pagtitiwalag o pakikipaghiwalay ng mga Muslim sa Pilipinas na itinatag ni Nur Masauri noong 1969. Sila ay naghihimagsiklaman sa pamahalaan ng Pilipinas upang makamit ang kalayaan at humiwalay sa isang estadong Muslim na tinatawag nilang Republikang Bangsamoro na binubuo ng lahat ng Mindanao, Palawan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi at Basilan. Ang Moro National Liberation Front ay itinatag sa Pilipinas noong 1972. Nagsimula ito bilang isang maliit na grupong humiwalay sa Muslim Independence Movement. Ang MNLF ang nangungunang organisasyon sa mga separatistang Moro ng halos 2 dekada na nagsimula noong dekada 70. Sa ilang bahagi ng dekada 90, humiwalay ang ilang miyembro ng MNLF upang buuin ang Abu Sayyaf Group or ASG, isa sa mga pinakamaharahas na teroristang grupo sa Pilipinas.
Moro National Liberation Front or MNLF. The Philippines has a long history of Moro insurgent movements dating back to Spanish rule. Resistance to colonization was especially strong among the Muslims. Spanish control over the Moros was never complete, and the Muslim struggle carried over in the United States colonial era. More immediate causes of insurgency rose out of increasing loneliness in southern Philippines during the late 1960s, when violence associated with the political disputes, personal feuds, and armed gangs prevailing. By mid-1972, partisan political violence, generally divided along religious lines, gripped all of the Mindanao and the Sulu archipelago. After martial law was declared in September 1972, and all civilians were ordered to surrender their guns, spontaneous rebellions arose among Moros who traditionally had executed to the right to carry arms with their religious heritage and were suspicious of the government's intention toward them. Fighting for an independent Moro nation, the MNLF received support from Muslim backers in Libya and Malaysia. When the conflict reached its peak in 1973 to 1975, the military arm of the MNLF, the Bangsamoro Army, was able to field some 30,000 armed fighters. The military responded by deploying 70 to 80% of its combat forces against the Moros. Destruction and casualties, both military and civilian, were heavy and estimated 50,000 people were killed. The government also employed a variety of non-military tactics, announced in economic aid programs and political constitution, and encouraged factionalism and defection in the Muslim ranks by offering incentives such as amnesty and land. first break occurred in 1977 when Hasim Salamat, supported by Etik Maguindanao from Mindanao, formed the More Islamic Liberation Front when advocated a more moderate and conciliatory approach toward the government. Mushwari, larger and more militant MNLF, was further weakened during that period when rival leaders formed the Bangsamoro Liberation Organization, drawing many Mindanao Maraños away from the MNLF. Aquino initiated talks with the MNLF, the largest of the three major factions, in 1986 to resolve the conflict with the Muslim separatists. Discussion produced ceasefire in September, followed by further talks under the auspices of the Organization of the Islamic Conference. In January 1987, the MNLF signed an agreement of recognition its goal of independence for Muslim regions and accepting the government offer of autonomy. The Moro Islamic Liberation Front, the next largest faction to refuse to accept the accord, initiated a brief offensive that ended in truce later that month. Talks between the government and the MNLF over the proposed autonomous region continues sporadically throughout 1987 but eventually deadlocked.
The MILF led Moro resistance. MILF was founded in 1997 by Hashim Salamat, and its origin is that the MILF broke away from the MNLF because of the ideological and political disagreements between Salamat and Bisawi. The ideology and goal of the MILF is to formulate a policy of gradually creating an Islamic society in the Moro regions. To accomplish this, the MILF applied Islamic law in the areas under its control and believed that the creation of an independent Moro state would eventually follow. The MILF, with its growing strength, warns that in the event the talks will collapse and it will pursue the struggle at all costs, as it will feel there is no more point of talking, saying they have no more choice except to run to the barrel of the gun. Another group bannering to the right to self-determination of Bangsa, Moro, is the National Democratic-Inspired Moro Revolutionary Organization, or MRO. The MRO, with undetermined strength, is demanding equal participation in the ongoing peace talk with the government, saying the peace is the project of all. During 1968 of December 26, Communist Party of the Philippines is a revolutionary organization and communist party. It was formed by Jose Maria Sison. Ideology and goals. The ideology is Marxist-Leninism and Maoism. The CCP and PA seeks to overthrow the Philippines government in favor of a new people's democratic state led by the working class. And also, the group also seeks to expel the U.S. influence from the Philippines. Its other goals include redistributing land to the landless poor and initiating a cultural revolution.